today we're making animals out of toilet paper tubes. And if you have them at your house, these are paper towel tubes and they're okay to use as well. I'm going to show you how to make one type of animal, but you can use your creative imagination and make all sorts of different kinds of animals. Some other art supplies you might want to have on hand for this art activity is some construction paper. I have a scrap paper bin with all sorts of different colors and sizes in here. You're going to need scissors and glue. Any kind of glue is fine. And if you don't have glue at home, tape will work as well. You're probably going to want some markers. This week we're talking about line and shape. So you will need some markers because we'll talk about adding some design and lines and patterns on our animal. And then for fun extras, I have a jar of googly eyes and I brought a tub of feathers from the art room. It's okay if you don't have these art supplies at your own home, but on my animal, I will be adding some fun details just to show you some different options. Okay, artists, let's get started. Okay, to make my flamingo out of a toilet paper tube, I'm going to grab some papers from my scrap paper bin and I'm going to cover the entire toilet paper tube with the construction paper. Now, flamingos are pink, so you can use whatever color pink you might have available. And if you're not interested in flamingos, like we are at this house, you can totally feel free to make whatever kind of animal you want. So what I'm doing right now is I'm rolling my construction paper and I see that it's a bit longer than my toilet paper tube, which is totally fine, but if that bothers you, all you need to do is trim your construction paper a little bit. And then glue or tape your construction paper right onto your toilet paper tube. So I'm going to use some glue. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the toilet paper tube just so it holds the paper in place. Not a ton of paper glue on the toilet paper tube because you don't want it wet. And then I'm going to roll it. And right where this paper is going to overlap, I'm going to add a little bit more glue. And then hold in place. Now, if all you have at home is tape, it doesn't matter what kind of tape, you would add a piece of tape right here. And that would also be good for turning your toilet paper tube into a different color. Okay. So here is my flamingo. This is going to be his long neck. And now I'm going to make his head and beak. So a couple of things that you can do. You can cut out construction paper to add the head to the top, which is what I'm going to do. But if you don't want to do that, then I would suggest adding the face right to the toilet paper tube. You could glue googly eyes right on the toilet paper tube. What I'm going to do is I've used a different color pink now, and I'm going to kind of add it to the top, and my beak is going to come out this way. So I'm liking the way this looks. I put a little bit of glue on each side, and I don't want it flat on my toilet paper tube. I do want it kind of sticking up a little bit so that I'm getting a three-dimensional shape. Now, this is the back of my toilet paper tube, so you will be able to see through it. So my front is going to be all closed up because I'm also going to include a beak right here. So I added a piece of tape on the back to hold it while the glue is drying so that we can move on to the next step. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, this is the back where this is close to the rounded of the toilet paper tube, and this is the front. You can see it's like sticking out. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to overlap the sides just a little bit. You can add glue here or you can add tape here. Whatever is going to get it stuck. If you have a stapler at home, this might be a good chance to use it. Okay. So I've got like a little cone shape, and this is where my beak is going to be attached. So I'm going to use yellow, and if you have black, and you want a trapezoid shape to make your cone. And you're just gonna roll it. So my trapezoid shape is gonna roll. And I want it to be able to fit just like this on my toilet paper tube. So a little bit of glue to hold this in place. So once again, this is just a trapezoid shape, and I folded it over like this to make a cone. So a little bit of glue or a little bit of tape. And I'm just using tape to hold it in place so that I can do this demo a little bit faster for you guys. And then once it's on here, add a little bit more glue to hold it in place. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue all the way around where it's going to sit so it'll stay in place and won't come off. Like that. Now from here, on the end of a flamingo's beak is black or dark brown. If you have a Sharpie marker or if you have a black marker, you can color the end of this. Or you can do the same thing I just did and make a smaller trapezoid shape. Make another cone and stick it at the bottom. So this trapezoid is a little bit too long. Just like that. So you can see the underneath, what it would look like. Or you can take your black marker or black Sharpie and you can color it. I want mine to stick on a little bit, so I'm going to put some glue all the way around and stick it on. Okay, so now I've got this shape, and I need to add a few details to make my flamingo look a little bit more real. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my feathers, and I'm going to take a couple of the pink feathers, and I've got a couple different kinds here. And I'm going to add them to the back for the wings. Now this is just an illustration of a character of a flamingo. This isn't what flamingos totally look like in real life, because we're missing a lot of their body. Let me see if I can find some feathers that kind of match. Let's see, I need one more pink one. Okay. So I've added some feathers to each side for my flamingo's wings. want to grab my googly eyes, and I'm going to add a googly eye to each side of my flamingo near the beak for his eyeball. Now, this week we're talking about in art class lines and shapes. So we're going to focus on drawing some extra lines on our flamingo. So to show that our flamingo is fluffy and cute, I'm going to be using scalloped lines on the side of my flamingo. And I'm going to draw them all around where his wing would be. Just so that you can see that my flamingo is fluffy and adorable. And I'm going to do this to both sides. And this is a scalloped line, and if you go back to the line prints video, I did give a demonstration on how to kind of do this almost like mermaid scale line design. And there you go. This adorable flamingo toilet paper tube craft. You can make your toilet paper tube or paper towel tube into whatever animal that you want. It doesn't have to be a flamingo. We're just really excited about flamingos over here, and we're really excited about the summer. Personalize this, make it into whatever you want. I can't wait to see what you guys do. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.